everybody, hello my Venus and Scorpio people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tino Merkaba. I am. And before I begin, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I really appreciate your feedback. Once again, thank you so much to all my new subscribers and all the new people that have joined this community. If you would like a birth chart reading from me, please make sure to hit me up on my Instagram. That will be linked down below, and I will send you a menu of the different birth chart readings that you can get from me. Please make sure to check out my other YouTube, Avocado Man, where I do other things that aren't astrology. Guys, Venus and Scorpio. Let's talk about what is Scorpio first, and then putting all of that in Venus, right? But let's talk about what Venus is first. So Venus is the planet of love and appreciation. You know, it's our love language. It's how we express love and how we receive love and how we feel in terms of love. You know what I'm saying? The moon is our emotional state of being, but our Venus is more so like the feelings that like descend from our emotions. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we have Scorpio, what is Scorpio, right? Scorpio is ruled by the 8th house. The 8th house is the house of transformation, death, rebirth, fucking sex, secrets, manipulation, you know, things that are done under the dark, you know, your skeletons under the closet, you know what I'm saying? That really just like, that really pertains to your secrets in general. But like, that's basically the 8th house, you know? It's like drama, chaos, you know, just like shit not being entirely stable. But it's also a water house, you know what I'm saying? And it's fixed water, so it's like fixed on its own ways of feeling. This is Scorpio, fixed on its own ways of feeling about its own secret, about its own transformations, about its own emotional chaoses, about its own sex, rebirth, death. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know, you fixated because Scorpio's a water sign. It's fixated on 8th house shit, right? And then it's passionate, but it's intensely passionate because of Mars and because of Pluto. Now, if you guys know, Pluto is basically the higher octave of Mars. So you can already put two and two together. Like, Scorpio energy is just a long line of transformation, because Mars basically is transformation, but it's transformation on a lighter scale, whereas Pluto makes things longevity and like longer and more dramatic and traumatic, you know what I'm saying? So if we have both of these, Scorpios go through transformation, although Scorpio energy goes through transformation generally. But you can already imagine, like, wherever you have Scorpio energy, that's where you go through all of these, like in your houses, that's where you go through all of these transformations, rebirth, yada yada, fish paste, you know what I'm saying? If we add all of that, if we add Pluto, Mars, 8th house, fixed water into Venus, we have the away of Venus, right? Because Venus doesn't technically like Aries or Scorpio or Virgo, but Virgo is asleep there, but generally doesn't like those three zodiac signs. Now, it's obviously going to play out differently through every, like, Aries and Virgo. But in Scorpio, how it plays out is, if we put all of those things, 8th house, fixed water, Mars, Pluto, and Venus, we have somebody who loves and appreciates chaotic situations. But okay, now this can be somewhat of a toxic placement, someone who enjoys toxicity, but it's more so about the emotional transformations that people go through, you know? So you love and appreciate going through the highs and the lows. Because here's what it is, right? 8th house is already, you go through shit, figure it out, and then you're like, wow, I'm wise now. Then boom, you go again. You go through shit, you figure it out, and it's like, wow, I'm wise now. But in love matters, how it goes is, hey, let's go through shit, let's figure it out, let's get deeper, connected, you know, like, get closer to each other, really love each other, and then fucking, you know, figuring it out in that way, and then boom, we're closer. And then once again, some chaos happens, we argue, we fight, we fix it, we love each other deeply, then it's like cooler yet, it's calm. Then once again, we fight, figure it out, you know what I'm saying? That's the Venus and Scorpio energy. It kind of likes those, and trust me, Venus and Scorpio people would not mind contributing to that, because I feel like generally whether they know this or not, but they probably do, especially as they get older, is that they really love and appreciate some chaotic situations. Because it could be a thing where Venus and Scorpio, because they're also private and secret, they may, like, how they get into relationships would always be, like, these are the type of people that would like to keep their relationships very much low-key. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would be dating someone for a good 3 years, and only a good 10 people would know for real. Other people would kind of be, like, left in the dark about it. Unless, once again, they have, like, a Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Mercury, you know, like, or maybe a Libra something, or... yeah, that's the only places it can go to. Like, if your sun sign is in any of the extroverted signs, like Libra or Sagittarius, then this is obviously going to be modified. Also, in your moon sign, like if you have a Leo moon or Aries moon maybe, or not a Gemini moon. Yeah, Leo moon, Sag moon, Aries moon, so the fire moons, you know, if you have a fire moon or like a fire sun or air sign, it's going to be modified, you know. But for the most part, what you love and appreciate in relationships, your love language is fucking. And like secrets, you know, you love and appreciate when people will like do that thing where they withhold information from you just so that they can draw you in, so that you can like make them feel like, oh my god, I'm working hard to really make sure that you trust me so that you can open up to me in this specific way. You know what I'm saying? Like Venus and Scorpio people love and appreciate things behind the dark, you know, because that's what they connect to generally. Skeletons under the bed or in the closet, they connect to those kinds of things. Even in the moon sign, but more in Venus, how it plays out is this is just what you love and appreciate. Like this is your love language, and this is what makes you feel good. Not so much your emotional state, whereas it would be in the moon sign. You know what I'm saying? But low key, it plays out the same, but kind of differently. You know, because like I said, in Venus, this is basically your love language. You know, so like I said, your love language is connecting to your own, because it's fixed also, but your own and other people's. And when I say other people, obviously this would be when you guys have become one, or you guys start dating, because then you get fixated on them, and then you don't how you go about dating would be a thing of we are one now, as opposed to I'm separate from you, or you're like an outsider. Because obviously you won't tell people things that you love and appreciate from the get-go, because that's something that is basically your soft spot. And if you don't want people to like be able to access that soft spot, because you don't want people to know what you love and appreciate, because once again, what you love and appreciate are your own desires, which is also 8th house, you know, your own desires, your own selfish needs, or your own like passions and your own secrets, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, when it comes to, in terms of like relationships and like dating people, you start like being more vulnerable. And see, here's the thing that could kind of throw people off with this particular thing, is that you, or maybe let me say it with fire signs and air signs, you know, so that you would think that because you keep what you love and appreciate hidden, or what you love and appreciate is what you deem as your soft spot, yes, but it's also like, you know, your secrets and your desires and your selfish needs and all of that shit. Like to an air Venus and a fire Venus, they might look at you like, it's not that deep. Like, oh, you like fucking, okay, why are you making that a big deal? And you may not like that, because things that you love and appreciate, you take those things seriously. And once again, this is your soft spot, because water is obviously our soul, you know what I'm saying? So getting around those particular signs, especially I would say like a Gemini and an Aries, and maybe not an Aries, a Sag, they may look at you like, dude, it's not that deep. Like, you haven't appreciate these. Or they may look at you like, wow, like you really take yourself that seriously, that you think that you love it. Like, you know, they'd be like, why are you hiding things? Like, it's not something that you should hide about. But to you, like, those things are basically like connected to you in such a deep way, you know what I'm saying? And obviously those signs are a lot lighter, so how they express things is like on a much more, I guess, a lighter note, you know. But once again, like your love language is on some like life and death situation, you know. Whereas, like, for example, those signs, Gemini, Sagittarius, if they love you, they give freedom. And obviously their love language is a lot different, you know, because they may appreciate freedom and, like, doing what they need without having to come back and explain, and just, like, being free in every kind of way. And that's you maybe scary because you want to always feel connected solely, like, soul ties. You may always want to feel connected to those people and not so much give them freedom. You may not want to give your people, like, your partners, freedom, you know. Like, if they go somewhere, you may prefer going with them, you know. Obviously this has to do with your own insecurity levels and a whole bunch of other things, like how paranoid you are, like in terms of trust. Do you trust people, you know? Because if you don't trust, then this is going to be the sign, like, this Scorpio energy is going to become, like, super toxic, where you're going to, like, feel suspicious and then get paranoid and then start doing things and, like, sabotaging the relationship while also sabotaging yourself, all because of, like, insecurity. But this not just applying to you. Obviously every other sign will apply, like, it's the same process, but obviously if we consider having Pluto here, makes things, like, go down into hell. So if you start getting paranoid and you start getting super insecure about these things, then this is not good, because now you're gonna start, like, as I said, sabotaging the relationship, you know, acting all kinds of ways because you feel like, okay, if you want to hurt me, let's play that game. Let me show you. Let me fucking show you. Let me show you. You know, you I'm just saying, like, I think, like, maybe before you date, just, like, take some time to yourself, you know. Once again, you may be a Libra, you know, a Libra sun sign, so your actions may be warranted to relating to people and having relationships, and then you may want to have, like, super longevity relationships, you know. Or you a Virgo sun sign and you have this Venus in Scorpio and you criticize love so much, and then you, like, criticize yourself, and then you know, it obviously gonna modify itself differently in every sun sign. Because if you're a Sagittarius sun with this placement, you may be the one that wants to control the relationship generally. But I think generally having a Venus in Scorpio, you're gonna want to control the relationship, or somewhat feel like you are in control, especially of somebody else's emotional state, you know, because you guys carry that power of, like, being able to, like, because once again, you're already connecting to somebody's subconscious, right? Their subconscious making, their subconscious being, right? And now, this is what you connect to, you know. Air signs connect to the intellect, whatever. Earth signs, you know, fire signs, whatever. You know the vibes. But you guys connect to the subconscious and also the emotional state. So the subconscious emotional state of a person. So with that, you know, that's, like, a lot of power, because you're also holding your own emotions, your own intense emotions. And once again, because water can project, you can project all your intense insecurities into somebody else and pierce through their fucking subconscious and make them feel all those intense feelings that you feel, right? And obviously some signs aren't perhaps built for that level of intensity, or they're not ready for that shit, you know. So just think about the power that you hold in terms of, like, transforming somebody, in terms of transforming somebody's emotions, or, like, transforming somebody's emotional state or emotional well-being. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously with Scorpio, see, Scorpio, like I said, is opposite to Venus, and Venus is, like, love and appreciating and, you know, being coercive and, like, compromising. There we go. Venus is compromising, you know. So Scorpio, yeah, isn't compromising. Scorpio's not gonna, unless they learn, unless they want to do this. But I feel like having Mars and Pluto here, they may pretend to do it, but because also Scorpio is a fixed sign, they may not really change, you know. They may, like, if on the toxic side, they may do that thing where they play tit for tat, you know, because the next sign is Sagittarius, and we know Sagittarius is tit for tatting all day long, you know. So they may do that thing where it's, like, tit for tat. So if you, for example, let's say you're dating a Scorpio Venus in person, and you are, I don't know, like, you want them to change something about, like, you want them to change, or you want them to develop communicating how they feel, you know. You want your Venus and Scorpio person to tell you exactly how they feel. Now, obviously, like I said, if they have a Mercury in Libra, then they probably would be a lot more equipped to communicate how they feel. Or if they have their Mercury in the 3rd house, in the 7th house, the 11th, maybe not 11th house, but especially 3rd house. If they have their Mercury in the 3rd house, then this is going to be modified a lot differently. But for example, if you want your Venus in Scorpio person to like communicate a lot better, you know, they may do that thing where they're like, okay, I'll do that, I'll learn, but I want you to stop going to your friend's house on Tuesday. Now let's say you like, yo, why would you want me to do that? Then they'll also be like, yo, why do you want me to communicate my feelings with you? Tit for tat shit, you know? Or let's say for example, like they want you to do that. They're like, yeah, please stop going to your friend's house on Tuesday and spend time with me. And then you be like, okay, cool. Then they'll be like, okay, I'll also try to communicate and express my feelings a lot more. Now let's say hypothetically you end up going to your friend's house on Tuesday. Boom, that Scorpio Venus is gonna act out. They're gonna act out. They're gonna be more cold, you know, they're gonna be like a lot more distance towards you, and they're gonna make you feel that, because it's like, to them, if you want me to be like this, you also have to contribute and make the relationship like somewhat whole. Because I'm the one putting in more influence than you are, then I'm the one like giving all my energy to you, and you are just taking, and that is taking my power. Because once again, you know, because of Pluto there, it's also dealing with power, and that's why Scorpios and Leos have that thing in common of like the ego, but like Leo ego is because of the sun, Scorpio ego is because of like power and Pluto. You know what I'm saying? The power of the P, Pluto, power. And pussy. And penis, I guess. Anyway. So yeah, that's the Scorpio energy, guys. Like the tit for tat kind of games, but it's more so on an emotional level, where Sagittarius can be doing its keep the fire and keep the spunk, you know, and just kind of see your reactions. Scorpio is the same too. They want to see you and get to know you on a deeper level. Like I said, they want to connect to your subconscious and like the things that you hide, like all the scars and like all the trauma you've been through in your life, and you guys can trauma bond. That could also be really toxic, trauma bonding, you know, because once again, if you, for example, let's say you are dating the Venus and Scorpio person, and for whatever reason you feel like, okay, this is not going to work out, you know what I'm saying? So they may use your traumas against you, you know what I'm saying? Or because obviously there's been a period of time where they were studying you and they know what makes you tick and they know what you don't like, they may use that information and then filter it through Pluto and Mars, making it intense and aggressive and, you know, fucking transformative, and then use it against you, and then like make you feel those intense emotions that you made them feel by telling them that you don't think this relationship is going to work, especially if the excuse is like something that they feel is stupid. Like for example, if like you are moving to another country and you have to break up with that Venus and Scorpio, I think maybe they'd be like, okay, that's like understandable, you know, it's gonna fucking suck, but it's like more understandable. But if you're like, I don't love you anymore, you know what I'm saying, like Venus and Scorpio is gonna look at you like, oh really, okay. The only way you can leave is if I completely destroy you from the inside. They may not actually physically kill you, but they may want to make you feel, because once again, like what they go through is constant death or constant transformation, really the same thing. But if for example you want to leave them, they have to transform you because you transform them, but they may not really show that because they have a very good way of like keeping themselves in the complete dark and then presenting, just like Leo, a character, a false facade, so that you can like chew on that, you know what I'm saying? But not only that, I feel like Venus and Scorpio people, because they are in the dark, you know what I'm saying, they may not really want you to know what they love and appreciate, you know. And once you do know, they want to keep, like just like Taurus, they want to you are theirs, but emotionally Taurus looks at you like your physical blob body as like, okay, physically you are mine. But Scorpio is like your soul and my soul are like glue and paper. And if you're gonna leave, you know how, just think of like glue and paper. If you wanna like rip the other piece of paper out, there's still gonna be somewhat of like residue, and you're still gonna feel like the glue on each piece of paper, you know what I'm saying? That, just think of that as Scorpio, you know what I'm saying? Like you never really, if you're gonna leave, there's still gonna be some kind of stain that they leave in you. Emotionally though, and subconsciously, like your psyche is just somehow, a piece of you is going to be with them, you know. And I guess maybe like if you think about it existentially, like, you know, dying actually, like moving on to your next life, technically you might meet them again in your next life. I don't know. I need to make a video about that though. Because if it is so, like, you know, you always like meet people in your past life that you were karmically connected to. So I don't know. You know, I'm gonna think about that. You know, if you're dating anyone with Scorpio placements and you guys break up and they leave like a big mark in you and you both die, and then your next lives you guys meet each other again. Would you meet each other or what? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna think about this. Because, I mean, water signs are dealing with karma and, like, past lives and past things like that. Guys, comment down below what you think. I'm going to think about this when I come back in another video and talk about these things. But anyway, yeah, getting to whatever I was saying. Venus and Scorpios, like I said, they may not really want to show people what they love and appreciate generally, you know. So they only show these things. Like, they may show you that, oh my god, I actually really love having sex outside, or, you know, they may show you or tell you secrets about them, or because once again, because they put up a facade, they may tell people that they like specific things. So here's the thing that they may do, right? So they may like study human beings and see that, okay, human beings like going out, human beings like drinking, human beings like partying, human beings like gossiping, human beings like doing this. So they may study that and then create a facade about that. So then they, when they're like with the public or people that they don't trust, they may be like, yeah, I like those things, but actually hiding what they really love. But once you actually get to know them, then you start getting to, like, they start gradually telling you things about themselves, obviously because they studied you, they study your reactions, they study if they trust you or not, all of that shit, you know. And then once you get close to them, then they like might start telling you, like, I actually really like they may tell you they may tell you secrets about them, like things that have happened to them as a child, you know, like, oh yeah, I used to fucking cut myself, or because they may not really tell people about those things, or like, you know, just deep transformative things, especially if they have a Scorpio, you know. But I'll fucking get to that. I'll just get a fucking reading from you and we can look at all your aspects. But they may generally like tell you things like that, like, oh, I used to cut myself and I may have liked it, or, you know, I'm a raging alcoholic, or I had sex with my ex best friend's boyfriend, or, you know, just like some deep dark shit. And you internally, like, obviously you don't want to make the Venus and Scorpio person feel judged, because don't dare make them feel judged. But you may like present like the yeah I get you, you know, but internally you may be like, what, you did that? And see, Scorpios don't want to feel that way. They don't want to feel guilty. Because if you make a Scorpio Venus person feel guilty, Scorpio energy generally, like, if you make them feel guilty, because trust me, they go through a lot of hectic things that people probably aren't necessarily built for, you know, like mental hospitals, shit like that, AA meetings, perhaps, you know, what else? Just some really chaotic shit. They may have gotten like a gun pointed in their faces, and nobody knows this because they know how to hide that shit, because they don't want to tell people, because they don't want to get sympathy from people, because Scorpios hate sympathy, you know what I'm saying? They'd rather eat their own eyeballs before getting sympathy from people or getting help from people, which is annoying for everybody, especially Virgos, because we want to help. We want to fucking help, you know? But, like, generally, they don't want that sympathy. They just want to feel like you accept them, because a Scorpio Venus will definitely accept all your shit. Like, when I say everything, I really mean everything. Obviously, they're going to test you. Like, when I said Scorpio Venuses look at you and they study, they're gathering information, and then they want to put it to the test to see, okay, you said these things, but do you actually mean that? Like, are you actually gonna act like that, you know? Because if, for example, you're somebody that's always like talking shit, like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, they may do something, or they may, like, I don't know, have a friend to come test you, and just to see if you're actually gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Because they really want to get to the meat and bones of you, you know, before they make a decision that they want to, like, go all the way with you, you know. Like I said, Venus and Scorpio is always, if things, see, here's the thing that they share with Sagittarius and all the other five, especially Leo, is that, like, because Mars is there, so passion is there, right? So they love and appreciate passion. Excuse me. They love and appreciate passion, and that's why it kind of sucks for Venus to be here, because Venus isn't technically passionate. It's more so like all about, like, let's just feel good, let's just drink wine and feel good, you know. And Mars is all about, like, let's get to the fucking point, like, let's get some action here, you know. So if we put Mars in Venus, or if we have Scorpio in Venus, you love and appreciate seeing other people's passion and how other people, like, what gets other people going. You know what I'm saying? Because you love and appreciate what makes you go. Because you are self-motivated, you know. Because, like, anything, especially in relationships, because this is your love language, you know. Your love language is, like, all the way or nothing. But this is going to happen gradually, though. Because, obviously, with relationship, there's always the honeymoon stages and then da-da-da. But eventually, like, you're also prepping somebody. Like, especially in the honeymoon phases, I feel like you would prep somebody and kind of plant it in their subconscious that, like, listen, it's going down. Even if it's, like, in a good way, you know? Because I feel like with this placement, you would probably want some kind of toxicity, especially if you're, like, somewhat elevated, you know? You would want kind, like, drama in a way. You know, you may also have like tone issues, because if you're dating, if you have Venus and Scorpio and you're dating someone with Aquarius placements, and I know Scorpio people are very honest in, like, their observations and, like, giving you feedback, aka criticism, good criticism or bad criticism. It may not come out so pleasant, because once again, Venus is lacking in this particular zodiac sign, aka Scorpio, you know. So because Scorpios observe and they love you, so they're gonna tell you, dude, this is probably not what you should do. But they may also, like, some, because they want to test to see how you respond to honesty, they may tell you something about yourself in a more vulgar way, you know. But if this Venus and Scorpio person is dating an Aquarius or someone with Aquarius placements, and those particular, like, Aquarius doesn't take too kindly to criticism, then there's going to be, like, obviously because it's a square there, but it's going to be a bit of an issue, because, you know, you may encounter some people that don't really know how to take your opinion that you would deem as the truth very harmoniously, or they won't know how to take it in a way that's like, okay, thanks for telling me that, you know. An issue with a Virgo, but also Virgos would be like, you know, or a Leo, because once again, this is your square sign, or a Taurus, really. I'll just say any of the fixed signs, like, they won't take too kindly to your own opinions and your own observations, because I feel like even you, if someone was telling you about yourself, you'd probably be somewhat pissed off, you know. Or maybe you'd appreciate it, because once again, this is your love language, so you may love and appreciate other people who are, like, down to, like, tell you your own shit and what's wrong with you, just because, like, there's some kind of fire, and, you know, like, there's some kind of passion. And once again, you are ruled by Mars, so passion is a thing for you. Like, you love and appreciate seeing other people get fired up, you know. So once again, if, like, shit is a bit dry, if you feel like your relationship is a bit dry, or it's like it's lacking, or you feel like, because, you know, obviously when things are boring, some people may start, like, looking elsewhere, or some people may start taking you for advantage, or, you know, just shit may just go down south. So you want to always kind of maintain, because once again, the other side of you is Libra, so you also know how to maintain this balance or this consistency of energy, you know, because you don't want people, especially the person you're dating, to feel like, okay, like, you know, our time is up, the fun was over, let's pack up and dip. So what you're gonna do is start some shit, you know. You're like, why the fuck did you leave your jacket on the you know, shit like that, just so that there's, like, some kind of passion. Because once again, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's gonna be cute, then it's gonna be some trauma, or not trauma, but, like, gonna be some passion, some drama, some spice, and then you guys fix it, because the other person is gonna be like, okay, Venus and Scorpio, what the fuck do you want me to do? And boom, in that way, you've controlled the situation, because you've controlled their emotions, and you control, like, the feel-good emotions, so you don't want them to leave, and you don't want to leave yourself, because you've probably already given so much of yourself, because your love language is basically giving yourself, giving pieces, gradually giving pieces to somebody else that you love, and you want them to do the same. And if you feel like they're about to take advantage of that, or, like, kind of neglect that, then it's scary to you because now they know so much about you. So the only way that you can like mend this shit is if you cause drama, and then once again cause drama, connect. Oh my god, I love you so much, and then cool again. You know what I'm saying? And then if you feel like the relationship's getting boring again, then you cause some drama, you mend it, then you cool again. You know, just always, you like transformative relationships where each layer, like each stage of the relationship, it dies, but as it dies, you guys dive deeper into the soul connections, you know, into like being one with each other. You know, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you think about it, like transformation, like as you transform as a person, if you think about, you know, how we have grown up, we're not the same people we were when we were like 5 years old, 6 years old, teenagers, because we all like transformed. You know, part of us had to die. It was painful, but it kind of grew us closer to who we are. You know, like no matter what happened, it grew you closer to who you are. So if you're doing that with another person, then you're growing closer to that person also through transformation, you know. And God forbid they actually leave you on some dumb shit like, I don't love you anymore, you know, unless you also feel the same way. You feel like, okay, now there's no way to like mend the shit. But for the most part, you would want to keep some kind of like consistency, because that's something also you love and appreciate. You love consistent relationships. And I feel like just like Taurus and maybe Taurus, Cancer, not so, maybe Pisces, I'll say Pisces, and Virgo and Leo, you want like a longevity kind of relationship. You know, you just want consistent love from one person, because you're fine with just one person, because you feel like too many people, it's too much. You know, you need like a main focus point, and that's what you love and appreciate. And you love and appreciate people who reciprocate that same energy to you. You know, that's what makes you feel comfortable, and that's what you love and appreciate. But you're also secretive to other people about things that you love and appreciate. So you may just adapt or pretend to love shit that other people love, only hiding things that you love, you know. But it's also a thing like when somebody's in, they're in for life. And if for example they break up with you, you know, at least they have to still be somewhat in contact with you. God forbid it's a bad breakup. Oh my god, like God forbid for them. Unless it's like another Scorpio sun or moon, then shaky. Just shaky. But I think I've covered everything actually that I wanted to speak about. Yeah, guys, that's it. If you like this video, thank you so much. Please make sure to give it a like and share and subscribe and comment down. I really love your feedback. Make sure to, if you like a birth chart reading from me, make sure to hit me up, as I said, on my Instagram, and I will send you a menu of all the different readings you can get from me. My next video, I'm going to be doing Venus and Scorpio through the 12 houses, so check that out, you know. Bye!